Okay guys, so, it's 7:40 in the morning, and I was trying to edit in all of these different sounds and whatnot, and some of it worked and some of it didn't, so I saved it, and I'm gonna keep working on it, but I'm just gonna upload, the version I have, because it's, I don't know, I think it's decent. Anyway, I hope you guys dig it. This is Harvard Girl 2.0. I'm sorry. Harvard Girl. Harvard Girl 2.0. I mean, no, Harvard Yard. Harvard Yard Girl 2.0 Starbucks rant. Because they've broken my heart. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to be ranting about some extremely first world problem, so if that sort of thing gets under your skin, I will see you tomorrow. I will see you very soon, but I think I'm breaking up with Starbucks. They've broken my heart, so now I have to break up with them, and breaking up is hard to do, and I'm honestly just irritated like any human being gets, no matter your station in life, and I like to come and talk to you guys about said irritations. I think there's a myth that, like, when you reach a certain sort of level in life, you just have, like, no problems or something. I don't know, everybody from, like, the Pope to Brad Pitt, and everybody in between. I don't know why I just plopped Brad Pitt at the bottom of the spectrum, but everyone from the Pope and Brad Pitt, as if I just put Brad Pitt as the smelly old man living down by the river. I don't know why that just, like, boop, right out of my head. But everybody has bad days, irritations, they feel bad, they feel sad, whatever. And normally people like to get those things off my chest. And I come here to talk to you guys. And that's me getting things off my chest. And literally, Starbucks does not care about my life. And I don't know, Starbucks is like Walmart, right? They can crush me like a bug. They don't care about me and my little thoughts and opinions and complaints and whatever. They don't care, okay? My entire Starbucks world, which, if anything, honestly, this experience has made me take a step back and made me think about Starbucks and look at my experience in a different light and really make me evaluate the way I was using Starbucks. It's like, I don't know, maybe in an unhealthy way. I've never smoked in my life, so therefore I haven't quit smoking. But to me, it almost seems like I use Starbucks in a way that I hear people talk about smoking, where, you know, it's a social thing for you, it's an excuse to take a break, like when you do it, when you get it, when it, like, scratches an itch, like, psychologically, within you, it's refreshing, it's rewarding. Is Dogman in here? Guys, this room is a little spooky. The past couple of days, like, I filmed Does That Thing Actually Work? Wearing the same clothes that I'm still wearing, bonafide dirt person, and I do feel like I'm addicted to Starbucks, and now it's ruined my life. But I don't know, I feel like particularly, and I know this is just, like, a totally different story. But I feel like overall last year I kind of got into this like extremely overindulgency with Starbucks because the experience of going there, and like, I don't know, I just like love all the baristas at my store. They've always been extremely friendly. Like, I'm such a regular there that particularly for me, it was a great way to have some social interaction without overdoing it. It was like a lot of times since last year, since I was so depressed, I found it hard to go out with friends and stuff like that. But I could go to Starbucks and just talk to a barista where, like, yeah, there's some sort of friendship there, but it's not like an actual friend that you hang out with. It's just like a familiar face that brings about like a kind of comforting sensation, for me at least, because I was such a regular customer there. And I did get up to going like at least 4 times a day, mostly every day, which is extreme. It's insane. It's excessive. Talking about this stuff out loud makes me sound like a crazy person, but it is what it is. Maybe it's just like not that healthy, probably. Like, I feel like, honestly, like, I let myself go last year. I'm not as fit or toned as I used to be, and I feel like it's because I started overindulging in so many sugary drinks, so much fast food, and just allowing myself to sit at a computer all day long. So maybe this is kind of like the spurning, the awakening that I needed to step back and try and concentrate. What is Earth? If anything, this has just made me kind of take a step back and be like, oh, corporations are not your friend. So let me just say, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene, and a lot of people, I think, who want to get a little, which, once again, this is a problem with my focusing, because, like, a lot of supportive tweets, like, I tweeted, I don't even know what stupid crap I tweeted, but I was like, oh, Starbucks changed their gold card refill policy, they ruined, or something like that, you know, because sometimes I like to use social media to pop off and be silly and be dramatic, and so then you get, like, a bunch of responses from people that think you're, like, super serious, or that it's super, like, I don't know, like, salty people. And I'm working, I feel like every day I'm getting a bit better, focusing on the positivity, and not focusing on, like, salty people that just want to pop off, no matter what you say. I made this tweet on Twitter, and, like, I didn't explain what happened, and I wasn't really going to make a video about it. I thought about it, and I'm, like, in the process of making, like, a weekly vlog right now, and so I was like, okay, maybe I'll just kind of mention this whole Starbucks thing in the whole vlog. But then I'm like, that's not interesting enough for a vlog. So I'm just here to deliver my trash content on my second channel. I feel like I used to make these little ranty first world problem complaint videos all the time. I feel like it was kind of fun. I feel like we would kind of talk in the comments about how, like, all these corporations are, like, duping us to the house, and every day, like, and I feel like it's not that serious, like, it's not that deep, it's just irritating, and I feel like a lot of people continuously think that, like, anything that happens in my life is because somebody somewhere knows who I am in social media, or something, and, like, I swear my reach is not that powerful. And so, literally, for the last 10 years, the policy at any store, any Starbucks that I became a regular at, there was always a refill policy in place. Like, literally, I want to say this has been going on for, like, 10 years. Like, I was going to Starbucks and getting refills when I was still a college student. Like, long before I had a social media, long before I had YouTube, long before I had anything except for MySpace, and who cares about that? So this was not sort of like some special treatment that I was receiving because people knew who I was, or like, blah, 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 like anything like that. It wasn't like that, okay? Right? Like, and I used to go to another store, and I was a regular there, and they would let me get refills through the drive-thru just because, like, I don't know, it's convenient for me, and also, like, some days I just can't handle that amount of socialization. Like, I just need that brief social interaction. I need my caffeine, and then I need to retreat to my house, and that's just the way it is. And I know there is, like, a still standing refill policy, I guess, if you go and you sit in the store all day and suck up their air-conditioned air or whatever. But any store that I've built up any kind of regularity with, they've always just allowed me to come back a couple of times a day and get refills through the drive-thru. So originally what it was, and also what I would like to say is I just drink the regular black tea or the regular iced coffee. Like, this policy never extended to frappuccinos or pink drinks or any of that other kind of fancy stuff that I'm ever prone to get. So, like, literally, I was going throughout the day, and I would get, like, refills on the iced tea, but I would still be buying other drinks, like an iced coffee or a pumpkin spice latte, and, like, none of that stuff was ever refills. So it was mostly, like, just for the tea. I just spit everywhere. How about that? And so the policy changed to be even more customer-friendly, because a couple of years ago, once they introduced the gold card, because what it used to be was you could get free refills through the drive-thru for 55 cents. And then with the gold card, like, that privilege became refills were free, because, you know, it's like a Sephora VIP Rouge card or whatever, where, like, you're spending a lot of money and a lot of time to get the gold card status or whatever. So I was like, oh, cool, like, refills are free, whatever. And I'm like, maybe once again, I did, like, lean into it too heavily last year, where I was really just going, like, hella frequently, multiple times a day, and especially at night, I would get them to give me, like, well, I didn't get them to give me, like, I asked them, and nobody ever said no, or acted like it was an inconvenience, or that I was coming too much, or that it was a pain, or anything else. And, like, most of the time, I know they would just have, like, leftover tea that they were gonna pour out at the end of the night anyway, so that they were going to pour out at the end of the night anyway. So, like, the leftover tea or coffee was just literally going to go into the garbage if I wasn't taking it. I think they would, like, take pity on me and start giving me, like, doubles at the end of the night, because oftentimes I'm a night owl. I'm up all night long doing the work I need to do to get a video up to go the next day, yada yada. And so maybe, like, I did lean in too heavily and I was going too frequently, but, like, once again, I just kind of wish that this would have gone, like, a different direction. Like, maybe I could only get one refill a day, or I could only get them, like, at night if there was extra product or something like that. But, like, basically, you know, this is my routine. Like, I genuinely start my day looking forward to going to Starbucks and, like, having that little experience and having that little pick-me-up. And, you know, everybody has their own little thing, whatever it is that they kind of depend on or count on or get used to or whatever. And so for me, it was Starbucks. So I went, I think it was going to be 2 days ago now. I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. So 2 days ago now, and then all of a sudden they were like, hey, I just want you to know, from this moment on, there are no more refills of any kind. And I was just kind of like, ugh. It was like a knee-jerk reaction. Like, it's not at all what I was expecting this person to say. Like, normally they just say, like, hey, we're not going to be able to do Trenders for the rest of the day because we're running out of cups, or like, whatever, you know. And that's what I was expecting. And then it was like, hey, no more refills ever. No more 55-cent refills. Just no more refills. No more refills. And so I think it was just kind of like cold water, like splashing me in the face. And I don't know, like, people were tweeting all this crazy mean stuff that people do to baristas. Like, they get demanding and yell at them and like whatever. And like, I am not that kind of I am not that kind of person. But it was just kind of, like, upsetting. I don't know, it just caught me off guard, and it was, like, almost the tone in which everything was delivered. And I just take everything personally, so I'm sure, once again, this is just my own negative mental space, kind of, like, taking over, but it just, like, I don't know, it made me feel weird. And so then I just went a couple of times yesterday, and I think I went twice today, but it just kind of sucks when it's, like, literally the thing that kind of calms you down, which obviously I realize this is a first world problem. Okay, I realize, yes, obviously I can pay for it. Obviously I still am. So please don't try and clock me on that. But it just sucks, you know? Like, if you go to a grocery store that's always taking coupons, or some kind of loyalty program, like a sandwich shop, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we have a policy shift, we don't accept coupons, we don't accept loyalty cards anymore, so, like, yeah, obviously you're still gonna go to the sandwich shop, and you're still gonna buy your groceries, but it sucks. It's just, like, a sudden policy shift, and when something has been one way for a decade, you get used to it, and then it flips on you, and it just feels crappy. And, like, obviously, Starbucks is a corporation, you know, but I think they kind of do, like, pride themselves on the theory of, like, regulars, and, like, they're your neighborhood coffee store, and, like, they kind of, like, they want you to buy this narrative, do you know what I'm saying? And I think that they hire, like, baristas, like, I feel like that's why I kind of get this stupid idea in my head where I'm like, ooh, friend the baristas, I love to go talk to them and see them. And it's like this whole corporate earwig wormhole narrative that they sold me, that I drank the Kool-Aid and bought it hook, line, and sinker. Suddenly I can't talk. So that just is kind of where, like, this throws me off guard, because obviously, like, you're gonna have people that take advantage of the system and maybe don't buy a fresh drink every day. Like, yes, maybe I was getting more refills a day than I should have been getting, but also, like I said, I was going there several times a day, buying several drinks every day. So it's not like I was just coming back and getting, like, mostly free drinks all day until the end of the night, when I had bought, like, XYZ dollars of drinks every day already. So, like, I understand that, like, some people were really abusing the system and keeping the same cup and, like, washing it out all week and coming back in. but I would think to, like, if you're there as much as I am, and I know that this has happened to other regulars at Starbucks, like, if you're the same person, and if you're there multiple times a day, and you're buying things all day, and you're there every day, and, like, every employee that's there every day, like, sees your face, and they know, like, oh, you were just here an hour and 30 minutes ago buying a fresh drink, like, then I really don't see the problem with having some kind of loyalty program where they can just, like, give you the drink through the drive-thru. But I don't know, maybe I'm being a brat about this, and I'm willing to take that punch, you know? But it just kind of sucks. It kind of feels like the Sephora Loyalty Points program, which is, what is the point of it? You shop there, and you don't get anything in return. You have a card. You have a piece of plastic. But what does that mean? There's nothing you can ever do with those points. There are no conceivable rewards. And so it just kind of feels like Starbucks is now headed in that direction. And I do kind of think that sucks. I mean, I don't know, you know, like, you have people that go to different places for different reasons, and, like, maybe they're like me, or they were like me, where you just need the limited social interaction, and you need that sweet, sweet coffee. I don't know. In the grand scheme of life, it's not that big of a deal, but, it just kind of sucks. Oh my gosh, my battery is flashing, but I had some other crazy Starbucks tea that I wanted to know if any of you guys remember that. Let me just switch the battery. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm fully aware that, like, maybe I'm being a baby. I'm like, whatever. And once again, it is just the principle of the matter. I pushed some weird button on the camera, so now there's, like, this, like, some weird map that I'm seeing. I don't know what that is, but, I don't know. It just kind of sucks. And, like, it just kind of made me look at Starbucks in a different light. Like, I honestly have loved them forever. And they did do something, like, I totally don't know, like, kind of annoying to me a couple years ago. But once again, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of like, And, like, now, you know, it's like when you're in a friendship with somebody and they do something that's, like, kind of annoying, kind of cringe, but, like, overall, your experience with them is, like, so positive that you just overlook it, and actually they're, like, a really crappy friend, and then they just do one thing too many, and then it opens your eyes, and you're like, oh, I should have seen this coming. But it's kind of crazy that, like, Starbucks did this to me a couple years ago. It's, once again, it's, I don't know, it's not that big of a deal, but it's just kind of annoying. It's a big, annoying deal now. And I'll get to the reason why, not Starbucks, but I'll get to the reason why overall this is annoying. So I can't remember if this happened in 2013 or 2014, but it was like the time when Tumblr was still very relevant and a website that we all went to every day. Rest in peace, Tumblr. And it's like when people would make GIFs of those things, and then potentially those GIFs would, like, get really popular, and a lot of people would reblog them, and then they would get a lot of notes, whatever. And so somebody had taken one of my ye old-timey vlogs where I was actually sitting at Chick-fil-A, drinking a Chick-fil-A tea in the parking lot, in my car, and I was wearing red lipstick, and I did a sippy, and it's kind of just, like, something, it's still, like, available on Twitter or whatever. Like, this GIF, like, it got reblogged, like, so many times. And that summer when I was like, oh, sippy, and, like, this GIF was, like, super popular, right? Starbucks comes out with this, like, show us your sip face competition. And I feel like they were even something like they were sponsoring certain social media people, whatever, to, like, talk about this contest or competition, but they literally took that GIF of me and used it across Facebook and Instagram and a bunch of different places where it was that gif of me advertising this sip face competition. Nobody reached out to me. They didn't give my permission. Like, nothing. They're just, like, using it. And I don't know, like, right? Like, that kind of stuff is just annoying. And I feel like at the time, I didn't really understand the whole scope of it all. Now, it is annoying as hell, because every day I get tweets and messages from you guys being like, hey, did you know that, like, such and such Facebook company is using your video to sell such and such product? And the one that it's been happening to a lot lately is a ripoff. And that's the other thing that's so annoying. God, I have so many first world problems. FML. Feel bad for me, guys. Seriously. There's no box of joy.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Okay guys, so, it's 7:40 in the morning, and I was trying to edit in all of these different sounds and whatnot, and some of it worked and some of it didn't, so I saved it, and I'm gonna keep working on it, but I'm just gonna upload, the version I have, because it's, I don't know, I think it's decent. Anyway, I hope you guys dig it. This is Harvardy3rd Girl 2.0. I'm sorry. Harvard Girl. Harvard Girl 2.0. I mean, no. Harvardy3rd Girl 2.0. Starbucks rant. Because they've broken my heart. So I hope you enjoy.